Hello chess enthusiasts, my name is Miha and welcome to my chessrealm YouTube channel. St. Louis Rapid and Blitz round robin tournaments is underway. We have several grandmasters participating. In the first day we had a very interesting game between Shakhriyar Mamedyarov and Quang Liem. I hope I have pronounced it correctly. Anyway, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov had white pieces and he started with e4, e5, knight to c3. We have Vienna game and black goes for the Falkbear continuation, knight to f6, d4, e captures on d4, queen recaptures, knight to c6, attacking the queen, queen goes back to d3, bishop to c5, bishop to f4, black castles king side, and now f3. So far so good, everything more or less according to what the computer says, and black could have gone for the modest d6, clearing the way for his light square bishop, but instead black plays d5, very sharper continuations. So pawn on d5 is 3 times attacked, 2 times defended, so you might think that white can get a pawn. Well, let's see. After knight captures, knight recaptures, queen recaptures, queen recaptures. After e-pawn recaptures, then we have knight to b4, attacking pawn on c2, and also attacking pawn on d5. Well, white can protect both by castling queenside, but then pawn on a2 falls. But still we have a very interesting position. After king to b1, knight has to go to b4, and now you might think that pawn on c7 is for free. Well, not exactly. A bishop captures, then bishop to f5, and now pawn on c2 is going to fall. So here white would have to play f3. Knight cannot go back to a6 because bishop captures and black gets double pawns. So here black would have to play bishop to f5 check. After king to c1, then knight can go to c2. White can try to gain a piece, but after knight to e3 check, bishop captures, knight captures, bishop captures, knight captures, and after tactics combo we have reached the same material and the same position. But okay, let's go back to our game. In the game, white doesn't capture on d5, instead white castles queenside. Black could have gone for the d-pawn captures on e4, driving the game into a drawish waters, but instead black plays a sharper move d4, attacking knight on c3. There are many squares that knight from c3 can escape, but only one is valid, and that is knight to a5, attacking bishop on c5, prompting it to move away, gaining a tempo, because then white can continue with development, because as you can see, two pieces are still undeveloped. Okay, so in the game, white plays knight to b1, and already in the knight move, almost a fatal blunder, black could have very well punished this by playing knight to b4, attacking queen on d3, and also attacking pawn on a2. So if white wants to protect it, after queen to b3, then a5 with the idea of bishop to e6, and then a2 pawn falls for sure. Well, bishop to c4, preventing the threat doesn't work, because after that a4, and now queen is trapped, queen can only go to a2, and then after b5, driving the bishop away, then bishop to e6, and now this pawn is going to fall. With knight to a2 we have discovered attack on the queen, so losing position for white. Okay, so black didn't play knight to b4, instead black plays bishop to e6, attacking pawn on a2, so white plays a3. Now b4 square is protected, knight to b4 jump is no longer possible anymore, and black plays queen to e7, bishop goes to g5, pinning the knight on f6, so black tries to drive it away, h6, bishop to h4, still keeping the pin, and now knight to e5. First of all attacking queen on d3, and with the idea of knight to g6, driving the bishop away. Now white has to be careful. If queen, for example, goes to e2, that would be a mistake. After that, d3 would be played. Pawn on d3 is protected, so if c captures on d3, then bishop captures on g1, rook recaptures, and after that queen to c5, double attack on king and rook, so white loses rook. So here white would have to play, for example, queen to e1. After that, d pawn captures on c2. After king recaptures, king is left in the open. With all these developed pieces around him, simply a winning position for black, but I'm not going to go any further into the details. Okay, so in the game, white plays queen to d2. Now d3 square is protected by the bishop, and now black plays knight to g6. White doesn't want to give his bishop away, so bishop to g3. Rook from f goes to d8, bishop to d3, and now bishop to c6, clearing away for his c pawn, and now we have stampede of pawns. h4 was played, c5, h5, attacking knight on g6, and black counterattacks bishop on d3 with c4. So white first captures knight on g6, c pawn captures on d3, queen recaptures, where black could have very well recaptured pawn on g6, but he's not losing time. Rook from a to c8 was played, and black has gathered heavy artillery on the queen side. But the main idea is that black protects c4 square with bishop to c4. Black is driving this queen away. After that, advancing with his d pawn. So that is the general idea. Black is already so much better, while white could have tried with knight to d2, temporarily preventing bishop to c4 jump, although even here black would be much better. But white had decided to lose as quickly as possible. e5 was played. Now bishop goes to c4. You might think that white can try to gain a piece by capturing knight on g6. Well, after bishop captures queen, if white captures queen, then we have rook to c2, checkmate. So in the game, white plays queen to d2. Now bishop goes to b3. Pawn on c2 is pinned, so cannot capture bishop. So white plays e pawn captures on f6, and now another stunning move, queen to e3, pinning queen on d2. Well, of course white cannot capture, because then again we have rook to c2, checkmate. So in the game, white captures with g pawn on f7, king recaptures, and now let's see what white can do. Well, of course white cannot capture queen, because black is threatening with rook to c2, checkmate, because as you can see, as already stated before, queen is pinned. Even if white provides some space for his king, after rook to c2 check, king to d1, rook to c4 check, white can protect with queen, but after bishop to c2 it's checkmate. And after c3, then black simply captures with d pawn, threatening to grab the queen with checkmate. If queen captures queen, then rook to d1, checkmate. And if knight captures on c3, then rook captures, pawn recaptures, and now rook captures on d2. After rook recaptures, two rooks versus queen should be enough for a normal game, but this is not normal game. After that we have queen to c3 check, king cannot go to d1 because it's protected by bishop. So after king to b1, queen captures rook, and we have mate in 2 moves. I'm sure you will be able to find it. But anyway, realizing his hopeless position here, Shakhriyar Mamedyarov resigned the game. So I hope you like this game and that you have learned something from it. If you have any questions, my email is below in the description. Of course, I invite you to visit my Instagram page and my Lichess account. That's it for now, and see you soon.